Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show of the JM Reports. I'll probably be doing podcast at some point, not quite sure yet. Probably have some other things. I'll have some other things in the works as well, which I wanted to try to kind of introduce to you guys. I'm not sure when I'll be putting that stuff out. I like to do two types of podcasts, both being an hour and a half to 2 hours. Probably one, some just being more of a kind of push more of the cultural stuff and having a more relaxed moment and to have everybody join in and talk about some of the things that we have, and then more of a political podcast, which would be more of the interest side. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do there. They'll be free, obviously. I'm not going to have a paid wall for subscription for any of them at this point in time, so don't worry about that. But yeah, podcasts will probably end up coming, and I'm not quite sure when. I really want to do them. Gotta get some things in order, but that's one of my plans. But enough about what my future plans are for this channel. A lot more of what we're going to do is talk about how a Texas teacher was fired for defending child grabbers. Yeah, you heard me right, child grabbers. Now, some people that are new to this probably don't know what child grabbers are. They are mostly people that are interested into children, or what you other people might know is called MAPS. So that being said, you kind of get the idea. I put child grabbers because YouTube doesn't like the word pedo or anything of that matter. So here we go right into the actual article. Husband of Texas teacher fired for defending child grabber in class and calling them MAPS. Says she was taken completely out of context. The husband of a Texas teacher who was fired earlier this month after she defended child grabberia and class has said she was an exemplary teacher who was taken completely out of context. Amber Parker, 53, taught English at Franklin High School in El Paso until she was sacked after making the comments in class where were captured on video and since she shared onto social media. During the 18-second clip that was posted to TikTok, the teacher can be heard telling students, "Stop calling them that. You're not allowed to label people like that. Stop it, Diego. We're not going to call them that. We're going to call them maps." Minor attracted persons, so don't judge people just because they want to have crazy relations with a child. The term minor attracted person allows people to skip the stigma attached to the word child grabber. The clip was recorded during a class discussion on the Crucible, and some of her students said she was not expressing her own views, but rather discussing provocative opinions. Jason Parker, her husband of 30 years, said they were shaken by the fallout. "We were shaken to the core about these accusations," he wrote on Facebook, which seems to be like it would be correct. Well, of course, let's go to the TikTok.
Not allowed to label people like that.
What?
Stop it, Diego.
Yeah, no,
We're not going to call them that. We're going to call them MAPS.
No.
Minor attracted persons.
No.
So don't judge people just because they want to have sex with a 5-year-old.
At hand. It is both scary and disturbing that an edited 18-second clip could destroy a 30 career when taken completely out of context. Jason Parker said that his wife was dedicated to her students and condemned the decision to fire. He said it was misguided. She is exemplary as a teacher and truly cares about the students. He said. Yeah, probably cares about them in a more, child grabbery way. You know, we'll get them a little bit more special. Needless to say, we have spent many sleepless nights because of this cruel release to social media of the 18 seconds. Parker wrote in a response to a Facebook post by Daniel Cavell, vice president of the LA El Paso Independent School District Board, who said the video was lacking context. Update on my last post. After hearing from the source, some of the students that were in the class, including my own nephew, I believe that the teacher that appeared to be promoting and normalizing child grabbia was pretending to advocate a position she didn't actually believe in order to challenge the students in preparation for them the play the Crucible Call wrote. Video that many of us saw was missing this important context. I regret the negative attention that this constituent has brought on this teacher and wish her well. I'm told she is a great educator. Jason Parker continued, "We pray that you and the rest of the board will see this for what it is and not allow an edited video to destroy an innocent woman, her career, and her family in the process." But Cole later deleted the post, commenting, "My opinion about the situation changed. I was briefed by the district in closed session regarding the results of their investigation. There are facets of the situation that are not public knowledge. Amber Parker has responded." Oh, maybe because she ended up did saying this, and she is a child grabber and a child grabber advocate, and she just deserves to be put on the wall and probably eventually never seen the light of day again. The school district was immediately informed of the incident, which occurred at the end of August, and an investigation was launched, initially leading to Parker's suspension. El Paso's Independent School District Board of Trustees, led by Superintendent Diana Cervera, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, so I'm just going to call her Diana, then unanimously voted to fire Parker on her controversial remarks. Lisa Rodriguez, communications officer for the school district, said after a thorough investigation was conducted on September 6th, during a special board meeting, the Board of Trustees approved a decision to notify Franklin High School teacher of proposed termination. By any allegations of potential misconduct is investigated thoroughly, and the safety of our students is a top priority. Good on you, because I would agree that having any form of a child grabber or a person advocating for child grabbery should be immediately disbarred and removed from the school. Post haste. So good on you on that. Some students and parents were quick to defend the teacher, who believed that the clip did not represent Parker's beliefs and the conversation was taken out of context, while others condemned her for her words. Yeah, probably because they deserved her to be, child grabbery, that type of stuff is not really okay, alright? We don't really condone that stuff here, especially on this channel. Normally, I don't say that people are not allowed to watch my YouTube channel and stuff, because that's not really good for my views, for one, and two, it doesn't really do me any benefit. Every other person under the sun, and whether it be LGBTQ, Democrat, Republican, etc., anything under the sun mostly, is allowed to watch my YouTube channel. However, if we come down to child grabbers or people interested into those said type of people, then or into children, then yes, I would gratefully and most wantingly not wanting you to watch my YouTube channel. I would actually immediately go off a cliff and never be seen again. So don't watch my YouTube channel, for that matter. Otherwise, if I do find out that you are a child grabber, I'll most likely invite you to the police that you deserve to be immediately reported to. So, yeah, don't watch my channel. Ryan Rubrick, junior high school, told Fox 12, she, the teacher, was pursuing how it was ridiculous how we, society, might be able to call people child grabbers. That we, society, will probably have to start calling them mass because it can be offensive to them. Child grabbers. The class agreed. Parker, a married mother of 5 children and 2 children, was identified by the Teachers Association as the woman on the recording. When the DailyMail.com reached out to Parker, she claimed she was not legally allowed to comment at this time. Norma De Losa, the El Paso Teachers Association, said she is disappointed and angry that the decision to terminate Parker was approved so quickly. I'm not really saddened by this, because normally when people come out and say stuff like that, I kind of want them out immediately. And I'm not disappointed by it. Obviously, when you make accusations need to be confirmed and all that stuff, so I agree with that statement mostly. But when it comes down to this type of stuff, it's really a sketchy area. And I normally, when this happens, I don't... It's sketchy water, do you believe it or not? But it looks like there's actual evidence of her saying it. So, if there's actual legitimate evidence, then yeah. If there's no evidence, obviously don't fire them until you do a more thorough investigation and see if whatever everything is true or not. Because people will like to make random accusations for no reason and, get them in trouble. But there's videos of her saying it and all that, so we have enough ample evidence to otherwise say that this is should not be allowed. The school board had recommended Parker's suspension without pay or end-of-term termination of the 2022 to 2023 probationary employment on contract. Parker has the ability to appeal the decision. Parker isn't the only educator to use the term minor attracted person. In 2020, a transgender Old Dominion professor was forced to resign after they defended child grabbers by saying society should refer to them as minor attracted persons. Alan Walker was later hired by Johns Hopkins University as a presidential fellow for the Baltimore School, as a center aimed at preventing child relations abuse, I guess we could say. The center, created in 2012, described itself on its website as a research center that creates, through rigorous science, a public approach to preventing child crazy abuse. Yeah, there we go. Relations. Walker, who uses they/them pronouns, was forced out of Virginia's Old Dominion University in 2019 after the more than 50,000 outraged onlookers signed a petition to have them removed from the continuous remarks. The professor later expanded on those comments in the 2021 book Long Dark Shadow, Minor Attracted People. In the book, Walker attempts to destigmatize child grabbery and encourage people to refer them as minor attracted people, asserting they should not be ostracized for their urges, which Walker says cannot be helped. Other contagious claims made by the professor, who possesses a doctorate in criminal justice, in the book include suggestions that child grabbers should also be provided with childlike relationship dolls to satisfy their urges, and that the sex crime was not moral. Yeah. Let's go and tell that to any normal human that you want to tell them that, and see what happens, because I'm pretty sure that you're probably gonna get debt, or probably put in a ditch somewhere, because the majority of people don't agree with you. While promoting a publication, Walker said a lot of people, when they hear the word child grabber, they automatically assume that means sex offender. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I wouldn't disagree. That isn't true, and leads to a lot of misconceptions. They believe child grabbers don't choose who to be attracted to, so it shouldn't be considered immoral. Yeah, it should be. You can go, go against the wall, bud. Go against the wall, and make sure that you are, excommunicated from the community and potentially society. The professor further said child grabbers should be offered help and aren't destined to act on physical urges. They are offered help, but most of the cases it doesn't really work. So usually what some people do is that they do, chemically, I guess you could say, they chemically, what is that word? Damn it. They chemically remove their ability to reproduce, which is your guys' favorite drug, puberty blockers, which has lupin in it. So there's that. Walker also panned for remarks that they made in a November interview where they argued they can be attracted to children without acting on that impulse. The professor defended using the term minor attracted persons to describe the phenomenon and less stigmatizing than others terms like child grabber. Walker said a lot of people, when they hear blah 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 blah, we already heard this. They're okay. So you guys pretty much get the know-how of what's going on. A lot of child grabbery going on here, and a lot of creepy individuals who should honestly be locked up behind bars and most likely never seen again. See the light again. Period. But of course, we don't live in today's society, and a lot of people, as we're seeing, is trying to defend that type of stuff. Until they know that you try to go after somebody's kid, you might wind up in a ditch somewhere. I'm just saying. Alright, that's it for the video, guys. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.